Walking through the trailer, the sound of my footsteps echoing through the small home. I slowly opened the door to my sister sleeping soundly on my mother's bed, her chest rising and falling with each subtle breath. There was no one home, no one but me and her. I stared at her resting form for a moment before walking out of the room, closing the door softly to ensure she doesn't wake. A white speck scurries behind the couch from the corner of my eye. The mice are at it again. They were harmless really, but likewise annoying pests. I always feared one would jump onto my bed and burrow itself into my ear while I slept. Thankfully, I only woke up once to one tickling my feet. I walked into my brother's room and sat on the floor. We were in the process of moving, so there was little to no furniture. The only rooms left to clean out were the living room, my mother's room, and the dining room. It was April 2nd. Usually I'd love spring break. It's a time to get away from school and settle down. I picked up my phone to check if anything new had happened. The group chat from my old school was flooded per usual, though I did notice a separate text thread from some of the members. I checked what Dylan had to say first. My stomach dropped as I read each word. I could hear the beat of my heart drumming in my ears. The pain pierced through me as if I'd been stabbed 100 times. "Tell me you're joking. Tell me this is some sick joke," I replied. He texted back almost instantly. "It's not. I'm sorry." Tears welled up in my eyes as I read each bitter word displayed in front of me. Alex Miller. A dear friend of mine since elementary school, known for getting Beyblade's banned in 5th grade and bringing a traffic light to school. He always joked around, much like any other teenage boy. We had a few classes together in middle school, but on April 1st, 2025, 23 days before his birthday, I was informed that he had excused himself to the restroom during a family movie night. His sister had noticed he was taking longer than the average person and went to check on him. She knocked on the door. No response. Again. Still silent. She noticed the door was unlocked and slowly opened it. I can imagine her heart stopping as she saw her dear older brother hang from the ceiling with a rope wrapped tightly around his neck. That day would be the last day she or any of her family members would see Alex alive again. I can only imagine how tight that rope must have felt, each second that passed by feeling like an eternity, tightening as each second passed, feeling his neck slowly extend past its natural position as he silently gasped for air, knowing not a single soul would hear his struggle. Oh, Alex, I wonder what your last thought was, last word that escaped your lips, last person that passed your mind. I, left wondering why you wanted to be dead. I felt sick and pain, drowning myself in research, reading each record from your family line, piecing together small parts looking for reasons. I drove myself completely insane, picking out parts, picking and picking, trying to find something, anything. I was hopeless. I missed your funeral being informed too late. Oh, how I regret not attending, how it burdens me so. Spring is near, but you're not here. April 1st. You did that on purpose. You planned this, I know. Dying on April Fool's. What a sick joke. How I wish it was just a joke. Alex, oh Alex. You were almost 14, yet you left at the ripe age of 13. Never experiencing high school, never growing up. You and your cowboy hat and the stupid boots you'd always wear. How I miss that face that left too soon. I'm turning 15, you're forever 13. I'm growing older, will you stay put? Mia, oh Mia, how I hated her so. Always putting me down, telling me to end my own life and that I'm worth nothing at all. Framing me for things I hadn't yet learned the meanings of. You told him to, you bullied him so. But no, you can't take the full blame. You told him that he should kill himself and that he'd be better off dead. Once your peers found out what you said, they bullied you heavily to the point you dropped school. You're cruel. Oh, so cruel. You have been that way since the moment I moved there. Always picking on me because I didn't know how to learn, spreading rumors, stealing and breaking my things. Was it funny when you found out about the things I had been going through? It was funny, wasn't it? That's why you told the whole school. You were after him too, and other students who were targets for you to pursue. He was pushing himself so far till you made him fall. I don't hate you anymore, for I've learned to forgive. I know you haven't forgiven yourself. You said and did things to try and fit in. Look where it brought you. Not the best now, is it? I hope to God you at least try and change, become someone better, and act your age. Your harassment used to make me sick. I tried every day just to avoid your gaze. I'm ashamed I didn't say something. The outcome could have changed. I've healed from the regret pushing it past me. Alex, I miss you so. April doesn't feel the same without you here. I had dreamt a month before, a dream of a rope wrapped tightly around your neck as you swayed from side to side. What a bitter dream that struck me. How I wish it didn't have to come true. I've had dreams much like this one. They became real as well, like a warning sign that I can't change the outcome of. I walked to my sister, tears streaming down my cheeks, eyes red and puffy. Her voice twisted into panic as she questioned what was wrong, pulling me into an embrace. She held me close as her tone became more panicked by my lack of response. I tried to speak, but could only gasp for air. Her words began to fade, the only sound being the beat of my heart. My stomach twisted into knots as I panicked and froze. I gripped onto her shirt, wetting it with my salty tears. She gave up on questioning and held me close, running her warm fingers over my back as they began to calm down. Speaking in a quivering voice, "He's gone. Alex hung himself last night." I felt her body tense around mine for a moment before it loosened. She spoke in a soft tone, comforting me to the best of her ability. She was always there for me. I tried my hardest to be there for her as well. Always appreciate my dear siblings. My mother was informed soon after, checking with his parents. A week had passed since the incident, spring break bound to end soon. My mother walked up to me and informed me that my great-grandfather had suffered the same fate. He was 50. He had a family. Unfortunately, he had suffered from a neck condition for the majority of his life. He was found hanging from the branch of a tree with a rope wrapped tightly around his outstretched neck. I didn't cry. I couldn't. My body and mind were numb, the only feeling being the tingling shock that ran down my spine when I was informed. When school came, I couldn't focus. Two bodies hanging, ropes wrapped tightly around their necks as they followed me around the halls while I walked. My grades dropped. Farther and farther they went, until eventually I gave up. Summer slowly arrived. I felt as if I'd been sleeping for eternity, lying in a field, two corpses hanging from the tree I lay under, feeling myself shiver as their bodies slowly turn when the wind twirls around them. Goodbye to my dear Alex. Goodbye to my dear great-grandfather. Forever you shall lay. Every year that passes by, I will celebrate your birthday, baking you cakes and whispering stories to myself that I wish you could have heard. My stomach still drops to my feet as I feel spring coming soon. Forever 50, forever 13. I'll be older than you now this year, my dear Alex. I'll grow older, will you stay the same? I cherish the time that we had spent, holding the memories close to my heart. Though you are gone, you'll always be here in my heart. The ropes that used to burden me, the corpses that followed, I cut them. I cut the ropes, letting both souls fly freely. I'm healing and growing, though I miss those faces from time to time. My bitter burdens became my guardian angels. My stomach still twists when I think or write about you, but at least you were there for bittersweet moments I can still cherish.